Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another live stream. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, and we've got just a couple things to do. Let's see. I need 4 Druid or Rogue victories. We'll see if we can get them via Tragic Master if he still wants to play. If we were playing him before. I have a couple of things that I also need to do. I'm just going to try Druid. No, I was going to try Wild Taunt. Yep. Because I still want to get the European account daily quest done to get the gold. I want to unlock all of One Night of Karazhan. And also, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to try to get gold and purchase more packs, expand the accounts, have them so they have a better chance of doing any solo adventures. I was wrong about them not making any new solo adventures, clearly, because there's Knights of the Frozen Throne, the solo adventures, and since that is the case, that means that there probably will be another for sale solo adventure, which means for the Asian and European accounts I probably need to save up 3,500 dust, and after that point extra dust could go to arena runs, which, okay, like, that kind of makes sense, or they could go to card packs. It's certainly not the main focus, but I don't want to also leave these secondary accounts so out of my focus, so treat them as if they're so unimportant that when somebody comes around and actually wants to play me, I would just be completely incapable of playing them. New adventure level tomorrow. I hope so. Yeah, says Tragic Master. That is my plan. I think that's Blizzard's plan too, is that since the last one came out on Wednesday, there's really no reason why this one wouldn't come out on Wednesday. Loki is back saying hi, hey Rydo. Hey Loki. I just took a bite of spaghetti and realized that's not going to work on the microphone. And I'm sure the last thing people want to hear is me eating. That's one of the things, one of the many things you can get away with doing a silent post game that you can't get away with otherwise. Just end the turn there. Loki asks, how have I been doing today? Fine. Just generally irritated with YouTube not announcing videos. Settings being wrong. Has anybody seen any ads at all? It feels like they've intentionally not been showing any ads on my previous live streams that I've been doing for the past month, and that would explain this loss of revenue I've been getting. Loki Cat goes nom 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 nom. Yeah.
Once upon a time.
Inherently, there is this problem where we're now on the 3rd episode, 45 minutes long for each episode of recording for the episodic things, and I ran out of news and things to talk about during the first episode, so there's let's see. there's some problems. Let's see, what's this? What's this attack gonna be? 3 plus 1.
Chill out. Chill out.
This is a nice deck. So, after this recording, I am just going to go to a silent post-show, so if Tragic Master, Loki, or anybody else wants to get on the chat and ask any questions they can think of, let's do it now, because, yeah, I'd like to take it easy. I'd like to save up my energy for tomorrow. I'd like to manage time a little bit. Like, I started at 3, it's almost 6 now. I don't want to go to 10. I'd like to have... There were times in the old days before I started streaming for very long times where I could go play another game on the same day I'm playing Hearthstone. It's now become... Hearthstone is way over even a standard 8-hour shift. It's 10 hours. Kriperian, on the day that the Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion came out, specifically said he streamed for like 16 or 17 hours. That being said, he also he also opened 1,000 card packs, so I suspect he spent 3 hours of that just doing that. Oh, I should have played somebody with poison. Loki asks if we want to play. Sure, I'll play you, Loki. I've done 3 games with Tragic Master. I'm sure he'll be okay with us switching over to Loki, and we'll do like 3 games, and if he still wants to play me after that, we could go back and keep it balanced in a probably futile attempt to keep things balanced. Look, I imagine a lot of people have new decks to show off with, now that we're settling into Knights of the Frozen Throne. I don't see you online though, Loki, and I've noticed that particularly on your account, so I don't know if it's your internet is messing up or what, but I'll certainly try and play you. I had to lower the bit rate and lower the low latency mode back up to high latency mode for streaming purposes. In low latency mode, it just wasn't. It literally just wasn't working. It was causing more latency instead of removing some.
Job's done.
So hopefully now, at least from my perspective, we'll not have dropouts as much. But that does mean there probably will be more delay in the chat. Which, sorry, there's really nothing I can do about it right now. And I imagine what the case is if I had slightly above 5 megabits upload, which is almost what all the services give, or that I've seen at least. I imagine if you had 10 megabits per second upload, then you would hit probably the maximum bandwidth that YouTube wants. And because you would hit that maximum bandwidth, I suspect you'll then the chat wouldn't be an issue. The chat really shouldn't be an issue. Tragic Master says, good game. Loki said, I'm logging in now. I'm online now. Alright, I see you now.
Once upon a time.
I'll cut some down to size.
Let's see. Loki Cat says 64 megabits per megabits down. Yeah, that helps people. That's almost exactly what I have down. It just doesn't help one bit when you're streaming because it's the upload, and the upload is artificially limited by the internet service providers, at least in the United States. So it's perfectly fine for me to go download anything fast. That doesn't help a YouTuber at all, though, because they're uploading, and only streamers, only people like streamers that have something that they're putting on the internet, on some kind of cloud service. The closest a normal person would even run into issues with their upload is if they have like an online backup solution and they're trying to back up their whole computer and they're finding that it's taking days to get that done. Oh, I was going to show you, Loki. I tried to build your deck, but I'm missing a card. So, well, I'll show you that later. I'm going to try Druid Helper just to see. I need to get victories still. Loki, I think it has to do with my PC and router. YouTube acts like my internet is having problems, but I talked to my ISP and tested it and it's fine. Well, of course your ISP is going to tell you that. I mean, their first job is to get you off the phone anytime you're talking to them. But this is a standard deck, haha. I'll have a wild version later today if I can get around to it, says Loki. If you're having issues specifically with me or specifically with watching live videos and it buffering and locking up, it's almost certainly on my side. It's almost certainly because of me having too low of an upload. If you're having issues with regular videos that aren't live on YouTube, then there probably is a download setting that is not set up right. Either through your ISP or possibly through your router. Quality of service is one thing you could try to turn on, but then you have to learn all the mechanics and settings there and try to adjust that. I have quality of setting, quality of service, QoS, it's just shortened to, enabled on my router, and it helps a little bit, but it doesn't help a lot because YouTube's upload page ignores it pretty much and tries to suck 100% of your bandwidth. Streaming ignores it and tries to suck all of your bandwidth. The reason why your upload is so much lower than your download is specifically because unless you have a business class contract and you're paying a lot of money a month for that business class, that they're afraid you're going to get a virus, and then the virus can upload the virus to other computers on the internet. So instead of having proper like network security to scan for viral traffic or virus like actions, they instead just use it as a good excuse to limit the upload of everybody, and most people don't complain because they're not trying to upload things. Your ISP is going to be very unhelpful in fixing anything at all. As long as you're getting any internet at all, they figure their job is done. And they'll just get you off the phone as quickly as possible.
Job's done.
Why do I have a Jade card in the Druid Helper? That seems like an odd one. I guess the reason I have the Jade Idols in my deck is to give Jade Idols via Lore Walker Show to the opponent, so we could have constant cards and just draw cards. Although that doesn't help, according to what I've heard. I think Loki specifically told me that there was a maximum of experience you can get after playing about 15 cards, so having the opponent have more cards doesn't do anything.
Do you like to play with fire?
Let's see. This. I was watching Kriperian play with the new card Dead Man's Hand, and he was doing a similar thing where he kept adding his hand back into his deck so he wouldn't run out of cards, and he was playing some giant golems that reduced their value for every spell you played in the game, so they were 0 mana golems.
Reporting for duty.
Loki says all YouTube videos exhibit the buffering problem or the quality degrades immediately. Yeah, either you need a new router, which might be the solution, but it's probably not, or they're just lying to you, and they're specifically violating net neutrality and slowing down YouTube. Loki said I made a deck like that.
For the wild. Job's done.
At 65 megabits down, you should be able to watch all videos at 1080p 60. And so unless you're finding the 12 experimental videos that are at 2K and 4K on YouTube, there's no reason you should have a buffering issue. Now, it is possible you might have a very weak computer that is lagging up and dropping frames to display 1080p videos, but what you could do to test that is go to the website, go into Google and type in the word Sintel, S-I-N-T-E-L. That's an open domain animated short, and you can download it as a video file in 4K, 2K, and 1080p. And I would say download that 1080p video, double click it, watch it. If you see major lockups and buffers, it's your hardware. If you don't see anything, go to the 2K, download that one, watch that one, see if it locks up and buffers, and just keep doing that until you're up to either the 4K version and you're not having any trouble, or you are having trouble at the 4K. That would be my suggestion, to see if it is your video hardware that's having trouble. But to me, I would bet money that it's your ISP is throttling YouTube. Of course, they're not supposed to do that in the United States, at least not yet, but they're certainly preparing to do that. That's why net neutrality is very, very important.
The light's justice has failed.
AT&T actually is installing fiber in the front of my yard, and it seems like they're gonna just, they put up a bunch of flags, and it seems like they're planning on digging under all the mailboxes and all the driveways. Is there any way to make them not throttle?
Job's done.
Yeah, call your local state and federal representative and tell them to enforce net neutrality. That's the way. Is the way to do anything is get the law to force people to do the thing that they're right to. Otherwise, go to a different company, threaten to go to a different company. They're gonna probably, if you called and complained, they're probably just gonna lie to you, because it's some customer service rep that probably doesn't even know what the internal people are doing as far as the network. So they probably have been scripted to say they don't throttle, but I would bet they do. Go to a different company. It's about all you can do. And that's the problem in the United States, is there aren't other companies. Like I was just saying, AT&T is putting in fiber in my front yard. That means I probably could get fiber optic, but then I'd have to go to AT&T, and I imagine if I got asked 5 people, should I go to AT&T, I would be told, absolutely don't go to AT&T. They're awful, and that they probably screw you over on the bill. They probably throttle. I know for a fact that most of their plans do have data caps, so they try to charge you overages for using your home internet, which is unacceptable. And yeah, using DSL these days is ridiculous.
No peace, no rest.
Getting your local city or your local county to have their own competitor ISPs might work. There's a bunch of resellers of DSL and cable internet that maybe they would do something slightly different, but more than likely it's not the case. I would guess that if you go to a reseller that's just reselling you AT&T, you will just be charged more and see no real benefit for it. And I usually those style of companies are only there because you've already been blacklisted by the big internet service providers for either not paying them or, I don't know, other reasons they're blacklisted, having bad credit. And the internet is definitely, it's not just an entertainment thing. Like, this is my job, is to have good internet. It's part of my job. It's going to become more and more a part of other people's jobs too, as
Do you need a blessing?
as we automate more things. It's very possible that most jobs will just be somebody looking at a camera to make sure the robots are building the cars right, or maybe the robots at the McDonald's are building the hamburgers right. And this is inherently the problem with with oligarchy and monopolies or duopolies having no real competition, and having the companies legally be able to bribe senators and politicians and into changing laws that so they will benefit them, benefit the companies themselves. At a certain point, I think the only solution, if the government doesn't do more to protect the consumer, the solution is eventually just going to boil down to straight up piracy of a style that we haven't seen in a long time. And I don't mean just stealing movies and music on the internet. I mean, they automate all the trucks so there's nobody in the trucks, therefore people just hijack those trucks and steal what's in them. People steal, literally just hardwire themselves into the internet service providers and steal internet like that. Like, we had kind of in the 80s, there was a pretty high instance of stealing cable. And people not even knowing that's what they're doing a lot of times because there was no real security on it. But the social contract as it is supposed to be that the government provides some of the needs of the people, if not all of them, in the sense that it provides roads you can transport yourself on, and protection from criminal activity and such. And it's not exactly that case, because now corporations are effectively acting in the way that criminals act in a lot of cases, and all they have to do is pay a small fine and keep most of the profit. So, if the government's not protecting the citizen, or the citizen at least doesn't feel like they're being protected and served by the government, eventually the citizen stops following the laws of the government and everything breaks down into some form of anarchy, which might not be a terrible idea. Loki, are you going to let me win here? Because I do need wins. Loki said, they got me on that. They're only high-speed cable company that services my area. Oh, I guess I missed that thing. That's exactly the case for most people. You have one service, and there's so many laws that stops there from being a second service or any competition. Ideally, you could fix this rather easily. All you would have to do is have the FCC take away some of the air frequencies, some of the frequencies that travel nicely through walls and travel long distances. Take away some of those. You could probably get some of those frequencies just out of the reserved government bands or the military bands. Free source that, and then have an 802.11 wireless standard come out that allowed for one Wi-Fi router to make it as far as across the widest highway you could ever imagine in the United States. So imagine an 8-lane highway. There's houses on one side, there's houses on the next side. at that point, if Wi-Fi could reach that far, it would just have to be some kind of standard where all these Wi-Fi routers connected to each other, and we would have a wireless network that was completely free. Everybody that bought a router got the internet for free, or mostly for free. They would probably have to pay some taxes to have some fiber lines to go to from one city to the next city, but that's kind of it. So anywhere there's a federal highway, if we put some fiber lines that connected one city to the other city, we connected those fiber lines to one of those Wi-Fi routers that then connected to everybody else's Wi-Fi router. It would be an investment, certainly, but it would immediately, or over at least a few years, get rid of the need for individual ISPs to deal with individual customers and be able to be middlemen and screw over the customers. Ideally, the less middlemen, the better. And that could happen in 5 years. We need a frequency that's not 2.4 gigahertz and that's not 5 gigahertz, which is what the Wi-Fi routers are on right now. Because while those Wi-Fi settings are decent enough inside the house, they're limited in power and they're limited in their ability to travel long distances. What you would probably want is something closer to the AM or FM frequency, which is a very wide area to that's not particularly the best deck to play. Loki, I'm gonna show you this before I send your friend request. So I did have to copy in. I don't know what happened while Hearthstone deck tracker didn't give you the right information, but I copied it in. And here's the deck you were suggesting. I don't have this, so I'd need to craft that with 100 dust, and I don't have this, so I'd have to craft that with 400 dust. And since there's, I believe, 2 of this and 2 of this, no, there's only 1 of these. That would be rather expensive. You're talking 500 dust to make your deck. So I might hold on to this Jade deck and compare it to my other Jade decks, but I can't play it right now. And I did figure out how, if people want to put links in the chat, there's actually kind of all kinds of things you can do, I think, in the chat. Like, let's see, if I copy this, you can't copy it because it's not full. Let's see, let's go to Druid Helper. If I copy this, and then you don't need 2 drakes, says Loki. Okay, well, I'm missing 3 cards. You could, let's see, paste. Yes, I think my router is the issue. My cat knocks it down a lot, and it may have issues now. Well, you need to put your router on the wall, high up, higher than your cat can reach. So if you take the part at the bottom of what is copied from Hearthstone, not Hearthstone deck tracker, and just paste that. So this part that I just posted, you should be able to, I should be able to copy that part out of the chat and come back over here and, well, let's see. Let's not delete that one. Let's delete Druid Helper because that's the one we just did. new deck that should work, but it didn't. So this part is supposed to work, but it doesn't seem like it. It's a little temperamental. So yeah, I just lost my Druid Helper deck. Well, that's not a real problem though. I can still go to Hearthstone deck tracker and get it back. Druid Helper 2.0. Export to Hearthstone. Copy code only. So maybe I can get it to work, maybe I can't. Like, I can at least work on getting it to work if people want to give me decks like that. But it seems like you lose the name every time. Yeah, if it's your cat is knocking down your router, that tells me immediately that your router is not Loki says, let me send you another list. Alright, put it in the chat when you get it ready, or have it ready for the next time we stream. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. There is certainly, I have to make room too. That's kind of the problem. Yeah, ideally I would want something with taunt and deals 2 damage, and something with taunt to replace them. So like, if we just let the computer pick, it'll give us something garbage. But I think inherently this is the problem with anybody's experience though, is everybody's going to have something they're missing. And because they have something they're missing, the deck's just not going to be as well. It's just not going to copy over. And like, if I look at all of the cards I'm missing by typing in the phrase missing and then go into crafting mode, like, you can see there's still a ton of it. Just really a ton of things. And this is after 3 years. Let's see. Try that. I want to see what you are missing for that. Is my retro priest deck. Did you put it in the YouTube chat? Put everything in the YouTube chat. Yeah. Alright. It's easier for me to copy that than it is to try to look in the other thing that's got you blocked. So even if you did message me over here, I won't be able to see it. Look. Because I'm marked busy there. Yeah. Put your router on the wall much higher than where your cat can reach it. Put a couple screws in your wall, and that will probably fix reception issues, and will probably also fix improve reception, and probably fix the issue of your cat knocking things down. Of course, the cat may still try to pull the cords and knock it down, so securely attach it to the wall. It's too big to be posted in chat. Let's see. copy the code only part. That's the thing that's needed. Let's see. Battle.net. Double click this. Double click this. Okay. I'll copy it from here. Copy. I'm not allowed to put screws in the wall. You're not busy there. It's from Hearthstone. Let's see. Not a code. Just copy the number XX part that is included. Include the first and second number signs. Is that how it works? We're learning things. Because, like, I just tried to copy what you posted too, and it didn't work. In the system is awful. I live in an apartment and they don't allow that. You just do it anyways. As far as apartments, put screws in the wall, put toothpaste in the holes when you leave. Nobody follows that rule. Look in your Hearthstone chat. I am looking in the Hearthstone chat. I am looking at what you gave me, and it does not want to add it. Like, it changes it or something in the Hearthstone chat. Let me see if I can import it from deck code. Like, no. Really want to get this to work too. Let me see if that works. Just a second. Don't include the first one. My bad. Let's see. Maximize the screen. Select everything here. Copy all of that. Hearthstone deck tracker. Import from deck code. No deck fine. You have to copy the battle.net chat out of Hearthstone. And let's see. Alright, so Tragic Master just put one in. And I'm copying Tragic Masters. And in the into copy new deck. Well, I think we're gonna have to give up on this because this is not. Well, this is informative. It's not working for Tragic Mass. Tragic Masters one either. There's something wrong here. Like, it literally everything I copy doesn't work, and like it doesn't make any sense why it shouldn't be working. Didn't I post one? Like, let me go back and try the one I posted. Yeah, it just doesn't. It just doesn't want to work. It says it works. It sometimes works between Hearthstone deck tracker, but Let's see. Copy code only. And there's something about the formatting I think is the problem. So that does work. I think I got it. Copy this. It won't work just by copying. Paste this. It does work, I just can't remember just hashtags. You need to copy 1 or 2. Here's what it is, I think. This part and the asterisk up front and the number sign at front and the number sign at end, I think have to have a return, like the enter sign in front of it. So one line with the number sign, one line with the code, and one line with the number sign. And if you don't have those returns, which are getting taken out of the chat, then it won't work. But if you get rid of the number signs, it does work. So let's try this again and get rid of the number signs. Yeah, we're not really playing Hearthstone at this point. Get rid of this custom druid that we just added. So here's Tragic Masters. I finally got it to work. And let's see, I'm missing this guy, this guy, this is his dragon deck. Alright. So let's now go get Loki's back out of the other chat. This is taking more time than it should have. Let's see. This custom priest. Let me just open up the notepad and see what's going wrong with this one. Alright. It can't have the number sign in it. And as soon as you get the number signs out, it works. Major Domo Quest Priest. Yeah, Loki says, yes, remove the hashtag. And we finally got it. And Loki actually gave me a deck I could play. Wait a minute, isn't this just the Druid Helper deck? Again? Is this your deck, Loki, that you gave me? Lunar Vision. I swear this is what I just copied out of the chat, but it looks a lot like Druid Helper. Raise the channel ×1. Woot. That wasn't my list. What happened there? I must have accidentally Mine's a priest. Okay. Let's try that again. I probably... Alright, well... Copy. Notepad. Select all. Paste. Copy. Tragic Master says it's not his list. No, it was my list. There we go. I think the game is just going crazy. Do you want to see my OTK Warlock list for fun? Well, the thing here is that we are now so much to the point of just wasting time. I guess we can go one more, but after that, Loki says, nope, that's not it again. No, I think Hearthstone's just gone crazy. It's literally giving me the same deck every time. So either deck codes aren't compatible, but then we saw Tragic Masters did work. Like, and like I see the code. Your deck is called the New Reno Hotness Priest, and I see everything that it's supposed to have in it. But when I copy that code over, it's not working. So maybe if we come back it will work, or maybe I need to reboot the whole thing. You know what? I think I have an idea. Let's clear the clipboard, reset the and reset the application because it's crazy. Okay. Copy this clipboard. This time when we click new deck, we click no. That should clear the... So the clipboard should be cleared now. Copy this. And yes. And see if that fixes it. No, it doesn't. Wow. Quit. Relaunch. Loki's gonna send me a different one. A really long one too. This should be so much easier. It should be so much more easier because I know people are gonna want to try and do this and show off their decks a little bit better, but so first things first, I'm gonna copy the exact same thing we've been doing like 15 times here. And see if it does the Druid deck again. This is crazy. Pick right one, lol. You keep picking other. What am I picking? I keep deleting this one because it's the one that's getting added. And then I'll do it one more time. Do you want to create a new deck with the deck that's in your clipboard? Yes. And it goes here, and it does this. So I don't know how, but either the game is so broken that it's misinterpreting the deck code to something else. Let's move on. We've got... How come I can't see what you're picking in chat? Like what I'm copying? I'm just going down here to... in the ones that we've seen. Here's Tragic Masters that he posted. And it works perfectly fine. So I have to chalk some of that potentially up to the putting it in the battle.net chat. Like, I've already said I don't want anybody putting anything in the battle.net chat. The code by itself does fit in YouTube. This is clearly Tragic Master's deck because it's full of cards that I don't have. So it's what I could play with a few changes though. So that's Tragic Masters. Custom Warlock, get rid of that. Now Loki, what he posted below, his deck code is a lot longer. But it seems like it's gonna work. Finally! Finally it worked. And I'm missing the quest. And I'm missing that one. So pretty much can't play Loki's deck. I'm missing more than almost half of all the cards you're playing. And I really shouldn't be in that situation either. So we finally got it working. If you put it in the chat, it will work. I just exported the code from my deck tracker. You're doing something wrong. That was my meme infinite juggler deck. Interesting. So it works, or at least I'm willing to call it work as working. If you put it in the YouTube chat, we can now import decks and show them off for about a second, and then that's kind of it. But it seems like something that the Battle.net Blizzard chat did to it changed it. Yeah, this is the same deck I already imported. Is Inzoth the Corruptor. You wanted me to make a deck around that. I don't have that card, so I can't. Ooh, science. Yes, that's what we're doing here, is we're trying to figure this out. It should be so much easier. It should be just like you could click on this, and right here there should be a share to friends, or I should be able to just, you know, double click on Loki, and like up here you could have Loki and his 18 recipes that he's made, or I mean there's plenty of space right here to see recipes, statistics, all kinds of information that you should share. But yeah, I'm calling it done. We can now import things. I guess I need to have a free deck and show them off. I don't really can't play any of those decks as long as I'm missing a card or two. But ignore the last one, it's the same deck as Loki. Yep, I figured that out. Let's see. Go ahead and close this text file. And let's try to close some chat and close that by closing everything. So this is where I'm gonna end this recording and move on to the post show. I know people are still here, but besides that scientific excursion, we really don't have anything to talk about. So I've got the new muted post-show play sign. Stay tuned if you want to watch me just play, but I'm going to save energy for tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for the new expansion and do that. I probably should break up tomorrow for each of the bosses, but I since I didn't do it for week 1, I won't. Thank you to Tragic Master and Loki for helping me learn how to export and import decks. And if people want to play me, send me the friend request and we'll get the daily quest done on the Americas, because I still have 2 more to do on that. Then I'm going to move over to the European and Asian accounts. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.